So you say I look like I'm Igbo or Calabarian?
You know, looking at you,
Uh-huh.
I think you look like someone from Eastern Nigeria.
Uh-huh.
Like Igbo, someone from Akwa Ibom or Calabar.
Okay.
From that area, I've seen guys that look like you here.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of our brothers and sisters, cousins in diaspora. When they come, they always look like someone that I've seen somewhere.
Okay.
And you're like that too. But you look like someone from Eastern Nigeria. If you go to Lagos Island now, maybe Dumota, and you are walking around, people look at you, they'll take you for someone from Eastern Nigeria.
Right. I think that's a confirmation because I got my DNA test done. They said that on my mom's side was Mende from Sierra Leone, but my dad's side was Balanta from Guinea-Bissau. But I think I'm Nigerian. I look more Nigerian. It feels like I'm Nigerian. That's what I think. So, and then everybody that runs into me, whenever I'm in Africa, they think I'm Nigerian. You know, Igbo or Calabarian. Actually, somebody on my YouTube page was saying I look like I'm from Calabar. So, I just thought that was interesting.
The same way we got to this island on a boat was the same way our ancestors were brought to this island on canoes. But one of the difference between us and them was that, one, they look fine, they were fine, but they were not fine. They were naked. They were not putting on any clothes. They were not putting on shoes. The only clothes they had on were the chains around their neck, their arms, and around their ankle. Now, this particular part that we are standing is called, what may call it, the slave route. The slave route. But this part, our ancestors worked on this same part for about 300 years. On a typical afternoon, you can see the soil is sandy. On a typical afternoon, this sandy soil will be very, very hot. Even when you put on shoes, at the sole of your foot, the sole of your shoe, you'll be feeling the heat. Now imagine our ancestors that did not put on any shoes. Who do they complain to? Don't forget that also there were contact between the chains around the neck, the hand and the ankle, and sunlight. The sole of the feet is burning. The chains around their neck, their ankle, their hands are also burning, and yet they cannot complain. One of the major characteristics of the enslaved people was that they have nobody to complain to.
Let me ask you this. How about roughly, if you could estimate, how many slaves do you think were sold right here, roughly?
Now, if anyone should give you any number, it will be speculation.
Right.
But really, I do not really believe in such speculations. We can't, because we don't have records of such. We don't have records. And again, it was not just at a point. Now, we entered the boat from the slave port on the other side to come to this island,
right,
called the point of no return. You see, that water, that river, or the lagoon, gets to so many villages and towns. There are so many creeks around here, from Port Novo down to the Niger Delta. If you're in Lagos Island, if you are driving on the Third Mainland Bridge, it's the same lagoon. If you are somewhere around Port Harcourt, it's the same water. So majority of the business from the hinterland, people were being transported across on the lagoon, on the water. So, and there are certain routes that we don't even know today. And there are some routes that they used that time, even when the British Navy were patrolling the seas, that the European slave traders, they were doing it illegally, were making use of. A lot of people don't know about such places until you get to some of those villages. But around here, it will be difficult for any one of us to really give you a number.
Is it safe to say that there were a lot?
I told you earlier that the biggest slave port on the coast of Africa, for my own opinion, was the slave port of Lagos. So if you say A lot. You are right. Because from the Niger Delta, from Calabar, Ekpe, Lekki, Morocco, Victoria Island today, CMS, Ofin, down to Badagry, Ikorodu up there, Badagry, the creeks, Akpa, the business was flourishing. It was huge.
So,
but
for about 300 years, roughly, or longer.
Of course, it would have been longer than that.
But this was big business.
It was huge, and the Africans did not benefit anything.
Okay, but the reason why I'm asking this is there are conspiracy theorists in America who are saying that the slave trade never happened. That the slave trade never happened. That black people were indigenous to America, and that the white man made this up, all this slave trade, like everything you showed me today, all this video, that it was all made up. It's a threat, or not a threat, but in a plot to, I guess, America. They say that America is our real land, and the white man worked with the African to lie and create this lie because they're taking away our land in America, because America is really our land, and that all these forts and these signs, like this sign right there, the white people put that there to trick black people into thinking that they came from Africa when they really came from America. What are your thoughts on that?
Early this year, I wrote about a set of people called Black Hebrew
Israelites, yes, Black Hebrew Israelites. So they're saying that the Black Hebrew Israelites are Igbos and Yorubas, yeah.
I wrote about them early this year.
Right.
It was big. It's a conspiracy, truly. But it's a conspiracy against the black people, motivated by some people to stop Africans in diaspora, Afro-Brazilians, African Americans, Afro-Venezuelan, Afro-Cuban, black people from the Caribbean, to stop them from coming home to Africa. Because right now, a lot of our people are coming back. Someone sent me a message. He said, no, that he has a Yoruba friend, and that his Yoruba friend told him that they are from Israel. Now, when he told me that, I said, okay, what is the name of your Yoruba friend? Let's start with that. Where is he from? He said Nigeria. Okay, fine. Where is he from in Nigeria? Tell me the name of his town. Which state is he from in Nigeria? Let me talk to him. If he says he's a Yoruba from Israel, he should please tell me the county or his community in Israel. If he's from a state in Israel, he should tell me his state in Israel. Then he should not say he's Yoruba. He should say he's an Israelite. Let him go back. I said, does he even really have an Israelite passport? Do they even recognize him? His friend that he's talking about, does he look like anyone in Israel? The language, you see, the Hebrew Israelites themselves, they are the conspiracy. There's something about them. And I think somebody began it, and it's a propaganda. And the propaganda is simply against Africa. It's a plot. They are trying to break the connection between Africa and his descendants. Every time I take black people in diaspora on tour, anywhere we go to, especially when we come to Africa, like in Nigeria, or we go to Benin Republic, or we're in Togo, some of them, there's always someone. You see, there's so much similarities between us. When we were talking, he wanted to take your picture, and I saw your side view. When I saw your side view, then I asked you that, have you done your DNA? The reason why I asked was because you look familiar. You look like a Nigerian from Eastern Nigeria.
Hey, they do. Let me tell you how lazy and dumb they are. I'm not trying to be too rude. They will take a picture of a dark-skinned Sudanese. Now, listen, Africa's composed of 54 different countries. They'll take a picture of a dark-skinned Sudanese, and they say, you don't look like him. Or no, so they'll compare themselves, the people who think they're aboriginals or natives to America, they will say, like me, they'll put my picture next to a dark-skinned Sudanese and say, look, you don't look like him, so therefore you're from America, you originate from America, and the slave trade didn't exist. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Whenever I go to Africa, they'll point out the tribe and whoever that I look like. What are you talking about? So that's what they do. They're so limited.
It's a conspiracy. Okay, there are so many evidences. For instance, here in Africa, every village and town have a slave story, a slave history to tell. What happened to Africa? Come to think of it, at a point in time, there was a university in Egypt. They said, and it's still there in Timbuktu, Mali.
I'm sorry. You want to say hello? Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Okay, I'll turn the camera. Okay, go ahead.
We have a lot of things that connect us. Apart from the fact that when you come around here, you see people that actually looks like you.
Right.
We have the university in Timbuktu. We have education in Egypt. And there are some ethnic groups in Africa that are so much interested in knowledge. That is why you see an Ifa priest.
Right.
Not just in this part of Africa. You go to Togo, you go to Ghana, you go to Sierra Leone, you see a Babalawo there. How come we have them everywhere? They seek for knowledge. They have their own education. Every family house in Africa have how they train their children. We have folklore. How come there are so many similarities in certain parts of US and us?
Right.
They tie their hair like scarf.
Right.
Like people around here.
I'm gonna tell you what they say. They will say the reason why you'll see similarities between black people in America and Africans is because the Africans stole it from the the Africans stole it from the black America, and then they'll say that the slave trade happened in reverse. So they captured slaves in America and sent them back to Africa, and then that's how the similarities came about. That's what they say.
Commonsensically, you understand that at a point in time in Africa, Africa was rising. And to show that Africa was rising, that was why we have different empires. We have kingdoms. We have the Oyo Empire. We have the Benin Empire. We have the Dahomey Empire. We have the Malian Empire. I can go on and on and on. The Fulani Emirates and the rest of them. It shows that this kingdom were very great. And history, the Arabs wrote about them. The Europeans, the Portuguese, in their archives, they wrote about them. The Spaniards, they wrote about those kingdoms. It was great. The reason why Africa had problem was that when they came, enslaved the Africans, took them away for hundreds of years. That slavery and colonialism took place. There was no development. It was at a standstill. While Europe was developing and the manpower they used was African manpower, the strength of Africans. And don't forget that in places like Louisiana, okay, let's use Charleston,
South Carolina.
or South Carolina. South Carolina, let's be specific, South Carolina. When you go to South Carolina, you understand, South Carolina is very similar to Africa. A lot of people were taken from Sierra Leone to South Carolina and other parts in West Africa to South Carolina, and they were skilled in their previous country. They were planting rice. So some of those people, they were taken from here, It was a skill. They became, now such people they were enslaved became very, very expensive. They already have a skill.